Large numbers are really big, and Googology is the study of large numbers. Starting with a million of millions of thousands sets of 1,000. A honeybee weighs about 1.2 grams, so a million honeybees would weigh a little less than I do. It would be about 80 kilograms or 180 pounds. But a million's a small fish in the world of large number ponds. 1,000 million is a billion, and there are a billion bytes in a gigabyte. So this Tetris game on my Switch has over a billion zeros and ones in it. A billion inches is 15,783 miles. And that's more than halfway around the globe, so if you travel a billion inches, you can make it from any one point to any other point on the globe. Old Carl Sagan didn't actually say billions and billions in the Cosmos series. It's actually a misquotation that Johnny Carson started when he was doing a Carl Sagan impression in the 1980s.
The universe is made up of billions of galaxies.
Now a Sagan is a humorous tribute of a unit that is at least 4 billion, because 2 billion plus 2 billion. And a trillion is 1,000 billion, or a million millions. A trillion bytes is a terabyte, and that's as much storage as you can have on any iPhone. There's about 1 trillion bacteria on the surface of the human body, and the human body itself is composed of about 30 trillion cells. Most places say there are around 37 trillion bacteria altogether in and on a person, mostly in the gut. In 2022, Google Cloud announced that they had calculated 100 trillion digits of pi. Then a dang old quadrillion is 1,000 trillions. It's been estimated that there are somewhere between 1 and 10 quadrillion ants alive at any given time on the planet. But a freaking quintillion is 1,000 quadrillion. And the Entomological Society of America estimates that there are over 10 quintillion insects altogether on the planet. There's over 43 quintillion possible combinations of the faces of a Rubik's Cube. On to sextillion, 1,000 quintillions. This NPR article estimates that there are about 7.5 quintillion grains of sand on all of the beaches in the planet. And the European Space Agency estimates that there are 10 to 100 quintillion stars in the known observable universe. You can only see about 5,000 with your naked, dirty eyes, though. 1,000 sextillions, you got a septillion, and 1,000 of those, you got an octillion. And that's about how many atoms there are in the human body. 1,000 octillion's a nonillion. There's an estimated 5 nonillion bacteria altogether on Earth. Right now we're at 10 to the power of 30. What's a 1 with 30 zeros falling behind it? They just keep getting bigger and getting wacky names assigned to them. 1 with 48 zeros here is a quindecillion. There's an estimated 1.3 times 10 to the 50 atoms altogether forming the planet Earth. So that means there's 133 quindecillion atoms composing everything on the planet. A deck of 52 playing cards can be arranged in one of 8 times 10 to the 67 different ways. So there are more possible ways a deck of cards can be shuffled than there are atoms on the planet. We haven't even made it to Google yet, which is 1 standing in front of 100 zeros. The word was coined by the 9-year-old nephew of mathematician Edward Kasner when he asked him to invent a name for that super large number. And apparently Google's founders Larry Page and Sergey Brin misspelled it and bought the domain name for the misspelled version in 1997. Finally, a Googleplex is a 1 with a Google's worth of zeros behind it. Our boy Carl Sagan said that if you had a piece of paper with all the numbers in a Googleplex written out, you wouldn't be able to stuff it into our observable universe. That's pretty big.